Hello! Today I thought I'd do something a little bit more abstract, so I've got out my alcohol inks and my Yupo paper and I'm going to make a joyful, colourful mess today. Woohoo! So the things that I have here are some almost 100% pure isopropyl alcohol. You do have to be careful with this stuff, it stinks really badly, and so do make sure your area is quite ventilated, so I've got some windows open and things like that. I've got a couple of blowers here. These are from my camera gear for blowing off dust from lenses and things, but they also work really well for blowing ink across the Yupo paper. If you blow through a straw, you can accidentally inhale the fumes of that isopropyl alcohol, so I think this is better because you don't have to actually breathe in to breathe out, if you know what I mean. So you can use a straw, but I really don't recommend it. If you can get one of these instead, which you can get from a camera shop and probably department stores that do camera things, these are much easier to use and they're much safer. I've got some gloves because alcohol ink stains your hands like nobody's business. I've got a pipette, so I will actually take out some of the alcohol and put it in here because it's much easier to use it in smaller quantities rather than spraying it, which then sprays fumes everywhere. I've got this Yupo pad, it's a A5. I've used actually most of it, so I'm planning to use up the rest of it today because it's been laying around annoying me. And I've got my alcohol inks in a lovely box here. I think this is a Tim Holtz alcohol ink storage box, but yes, it holds them all quite nicely. And I've got Pinata Jacquard brand here. Those are most of my inks. I've made such a mess of them. I have 3, I think, of the Tim Holtz actual alcohol inks by Ranger. And I've been looking for these. These are actually also by Ranger, but these are glitter glues. I've been searching for these everywhere and now I've found them in this box. I put them in here for safekeeping because look, they fit perfectly. Duh. Okay, well at least now I know where those are. Alright, so I'm just going to get into it. I have no idea what I'm going to make today. I just thought I would make a mess and put some colours out and see what we get. That's the beauty of abstractness. You never know what you're going to get until it's on the paper. Now it's always best to avoid touching Yupo with your hands because the oils will get on it and you will notice it when you drop the ink on that it will leave like fingerprints all over it. So I've just got some gloves on, any old gloves will do. I also put down some plastics just so I can liberally apply alcohol ink and not worry about it flowing over the smaller pieces of paper because I fully intend on covering them entirely with the ink. On this first one I think I'm going to try out these Tim Holtz Ranger alcohol inks. I have eggplant, lettuce and turquoise. Wonderful names. I've not really used them. I picked them up, I think they were on a sale somewhere and I just grabbed them, but I haven't actually used them properly yet. I just thought I'd drip some of these on and see what they do. So what I think I'll do is take the lids off all of them first, just because they're a nuisance and I'll probably have them in the wrong order at the end. The good thing with the Jacquard inks is that this is white, but they have a white lid, and so you can actually drop some of the alcohol ink on top of the white lid and it makes it so much easier to find the bottle when they're all standing up and you can't tell which colour's which. So yeah, I'd highly recommend doing that. But with the Tim Holtz ones, these are black, so I guess you could paint some white ink or something, white paint on there and then colour them, but I have not got around to doing that, so we won't be doing that today. They seem a lot more sort of, I don't know what the word is I want, but maybe not quite as pigmented, but we shall have a go with them anyway. I do like that eggplant colour. It's almost an indigo, but just a little bit more purple. It's kind of somewhere in between that. It's like I'm going to do one on the other side. The trouble with these nozzles too is that they flick the ink out if you just make the slightest movement, so yeah, that's kind of annoying too. Well, that was lovely and even there. It's like a Rorschach ink blot is what that reminds me of. But I just thought I'd chuck stuff on and then we'll go for broke today. I'm not planning this at all. I just want to drop colour on paper and see what it does. The really good thing with alcohol inks although it can be annoying as well, but I find it's very good because as soon as alcohol touches alcohol, it then kind of re-wets everything. So once it's down, it's permanent, but if you add alcohol to it, then it will pick it up again. Whereas if you put down, say, a pigmented India ink, once it's dry, it's not going to budge with water or anything. But you can use other colours to pick up the colours you already have when you use alcohol inks, which I think is quite nice. Those two colours are so pretty together. They're gorgeous. I think this lettuce is probably going to be a bit funny, but I'm going to put it on anyway because I said I was going to use all three, so I'm just going to drip it around and see what I get. Yeah, see, it's quite a yellowish green, but I guess when you mix it in with that turquoise, it's not too bad. It does make a deeper green. I'm just going to try the bigger blower. I haven't quite worked out yet if this larger one blows like air differently than the smaller one, so I'm just testing these out. I actually really like the three colours together. That green is quite muted, but the eggplant is also a deep muted colour. You can probably hear my cat meowing in the background. He's looking for food again. I've only fed him like 3 times this morning and he still wants more. He's such a greedy gannet. I'm not too sure about those two colours together. I think we'll definitely need some more turquoise on this page. I mean, you don't need to use a blower at all. I just like to push the ink around. I think it makes a really neat effect, so I really enjoy using that. Gandalf's come to see me, and I'm like, don't come here while I'm doing alcohol ink, so I might have to glue them out. They always pick their moments at the most inopportune time to come and be curious. Add some darker ink there. I think we need there we go, look at that. I'm actually really liking these inks. I'd used them once before and I wasn't so keen on them, but no, I'm enjoying them a lot more this time, so that's good. I've had some of these things just sitting in my collection for ages and have never really used them, so lately I've been trying to pull things out and use them because I have a lot of art supplies that I sometimes buy and put aside and then forget that I have them, and so yes, I need to stop doing that because it's very naughty. Now it gets to the point where I'm just trying to fill in the corners and the little white spots, so we'll just add some things. Oh, that one went a bit further than I was expecting. Alright, what do you think? I really want to get rid of all the white. I hate having white spots, so I'm just going to gently add things. Very glad I put this plastic down because I can go over the edges and not worry about it staining anything it shouldn't be. This plastic I got in one of those rubber hardware stores, you know, that do swimming pool supplies and things like that, and they also do sheets of this really nice plastic which I cover most of my desks with, and it's excellent for working on because it's easy to clean, or you can throw it away eventually and get a new piece. Ooh, that's pretty colours. That aqua is really lovely. Just drop a little more. Oh, there we go. I think I've got all the white bits. I like to cover the whole thing. I mean, you could leave white places in it, but no, I'm just going to cover it all. It's only such a small piece of Yupo as well, so That's really nice. I was going to drip some alcohol on it, but I actually really like this, so I'm going to put this to one side, and my next piece I'm going to try dripping alcohol on top of the alcohol inks. Cleanup's a breeze also when you have the alcohol, so I've just dripped some of the alcohol on here. I've just got a tissue that I've been using. Yes, so if you do get alcohol inks on surfaces that are non-porous, they're really easy to clean off. Although they can stain, so yeah, you may still get a bit of a stain, but they will come off with alcohol. For this next one, I think I'm going to do some nice warm colours, and I'm going to go with the pinata ones for this. So I think I fancy some of the sangria. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice right now? Do I want burro brown? I think that might be too brown. I might put that one to a side. Chili pepper. Yeah, we'll go chili pepper. I think I've got a bit of a theme going on here. I think with the name pinata, sangria and chili pepper are perfect names for the colours. Now we've got Santa Fe red here, calabaza orange. My Spanish is not very good at all. Havana brown. Yeah, that looks kind of interesting. I might add that one in too. Why not? We've got some tangerine, and I might have some sunbright yellow in there as well, just to add a pop of colour. Also, the other one that I have, which I might want to add as well, is some of this gold. The annoying thing with anything that's got mica in it is so much heavier than the liquid, so I'm going to be here a while shaking this one up. This is rich gold, and yeah, I might actually need to open the pot and mix it with the stick because it is not working. So I'm just going to leave that to one side and we'll worry about that later. As you can see, it does actually dry and crumble, so let me just throw that in the bin, which I have next to my desk. And I don't even know what I'm doing, I'm just going to drip. Oh, that sangria is stunning. I haven't used some of these colours for a while and I forget what they look like. Before they even dry, I'm just going to throw them on. That was chili pepper, this is Santa Fe red. Oh, look at that, that's awesome. You can drip them on top of each other and get that awesome circular look to them too. Put some of that up there. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing it around. And I think we need some yellow in there to give it a bit more lightness in that central part. Oh, these things stink. Whew. I forget how much they smell until I start using them. I think I really like that sangria, so we're going to put some more over here. And then I am going to try a different technique. I am not an expert on alcohol inks, just so you know. I've used them a few times, but I just make it up as I go along, really. There's so many different ways you can do it, and there's no right or wrong way, I don't think. I am just going to hold this up while it's wet and kind of blow on it a bit with this and just see what happens. Oh, that stinks so much. I'll just sit back while I do that because it's so smelly. It's actually not that bad. It's just I'm very sensitive to smell. So things that other people don't get bothered by, I'm usually struggling with. It's very annoying. Alright, that's actually come out really pretty. I don't want to touch it, but I kind of just want to keep going, so I'm just going to actually drip some of this pure alcohol. Look how cool that is. Oh, I have to now. Oh, it's so awesome. How cool is that? It's just the most fascinating thing. If you've never tried alcohol inks, I highly recommend trying a few out. You don't need to get loads of them, and they're not super expensive, and different brands have different prices, so you can buy one or two at a time and build up your collection, but they really are fun to use. I have to admit, I like them a lot. I don't want to lose all the yellow. Help, I'm gonna lose all the yellow. I'll quickly add some more yellow and hopefully that will push it back. No, it doesn't. Oh well, too bad. I've killed that a bit. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to open this burro brown as well. Burro, I think, is donkey, if I am not mistaken. This is donkey brown. that's kind of cool. Oh my god, it's going to be all over the back of this too. I'll just see if I can wipe some of that off, just so it's not everywhere. But what am I going to put down there? I think like tangerine, just not quite the yellow, but a lighter tangerine. Let's just watch that go through. And also, depending on how high you drip it from, so if you're up here and you drip something, it will also disperse in a different manner. I kind of want to do something in the middle of those. I'm going to try and put some more of the chili pepper, I think was the really bright red. And as we know, I love my reds. Ah, I picked up the wrong thing. I was going to use the blower and I just dripped alcohol all over it. Oh no! Ah, what have I done? Oh well, it's abstract. It's not supposed to be planned. And that was an accident. Hopefully a happy accident. Alright, I'm just going to spray it all over itself and see what we get. Alright, how annoying I've got a hair on there too. Let me see if I can move that off. You don't want to get fluff in that, that's for sure. Alright, I got it. Woohoo! I got it. Alright, now what am I going to do? I'm just going to layer some more on top, I think. It's gone really dark around the edges though, so what happens? I've got the blower this time. I'm just going to foof this about a little bit and see what happens. That's getting quite dry on this side, but this side is over here is still really wet because I've managed to get alcohol ink all over it and alcohol. What to do now? I feel like it needs more. I'm going to very gently just tinkle it on just to get some tiny little drips. Oh, it's so freaky. I just like watching it, it's so fascinating. I kind of want to put some of this gold on, but I need a stick and I don't have one. I'm just going to have to shake it really hard, I think, for a bit. Uh-oh. Look, it's all gotten clogged on the end of it, so I think this might be a failed experiment with the gold. I think I might just have to be putting that to one side, because I don't know that I can clean that out. We'll see. I think it's right inside. Oh no, it works! Oh my gosh, I didn't think it was going to. Now I've got to manage to get it everywhere. I really love the gold. The rich gold is so pretty. Ah, this is why we have plastic. Yeah, that's all over the back of the Yupo paper. Oh dear. The good thing with alcohol ink is it does not take very long at all to dry, so you can have this dry within a few minutes. Okay, I won't blow it because it disperses the pigment mica too much. Let's just see if we can drip it a bit. Alright, well I guess it's just kind of a mess, this one. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. It needs more something, I don't know what it needs, but I'm just going to keep layering for a while, I think, because I'm not quite happy with this one. That circle's bothering me, so we'll put that there. I've lost all of the yellow practically. Let's see if we can get just a tiny bit more on there. And some Santa Fe red we'll put. That's so pretty. They're so pretty. The interesting thing is that the alcohol doesn't really affect the mica at all. It just touches the solution that the mica sits in. So it's, yeah, it's a very strange thing, and I think I've now well and truly made a mess of this, but just keep on going. I think I need to get rid of that dot too because it's bugging me. Just put a little bit more Santa Fe red on there, I think, because that's the one that came to hand. Alright, that's that one done. I'm calling it done anyway because I'm just going to keep messing with it and ruin it completely. Oh wow, that needs to dry for quite a bit. There's so much ink on it. I've made such a mess. I need to gather myself and we'll start again. And for this last one here, I am going to go with magenta, a Senorita magenta, passion purple, ooh, sapphire blue and Baja blue. So I think that will be a nice colour palette. I wasn't thinking about doing the magenta. I did think about just doing these three, but I think I want magenta as well because it's one of my favourites. I need to get some more ink for this. I'm running out. You can buy really big bottles of it, and so I might just do that next time and then refill these as I go. I'm assuming you can pull those out, but I'm not going to try that right now. So I think I'll just pull all the lids off. That usually is the easiest way, is to have the lids off everything before you want to start using them. And then you can just go straight in and not have to worry, you know, when you're frantically trying to get everything out before the ink dries. Alright, I'm going to start, I think, with magenta in the middle, and then I'm just going to work my way out, and I keep dropping bits on there, so I'm just going to go before I make a mess. Oh my goodness, that dripped everywhere. I find that the passion purple is really, really strongly coloured, so I might drip that around the edges. And I'm just going to do a little bit of bluing with the blower just to drop some out. We need to mix that with some other things. Let's just do a quick. Alright, the smell of them is crazy. Oops, that wasn't quite as, as nicely and neat as I was expecting, never mind. And there's like crusty bits on these. I haven't used them for a while, and I'm probably going to have to sit and actually clean all of the nozzles because I've just managed to get crusty bits all over it. And you can see it's already gone on the thing, so it'll be on the paper behind it. And I'm not sure if I'm trying to go for a pattern here or what I'm doing, so I just thought I'd start dropping inks and then we will see what I get. I actually just really like the magenta in the middle, so I'm going to try and just do the other colours around the edges, I think. Because it looks pretty cool. Although you can see, when the blues mix in with the magentas, you get more purple, so... I should have done one with magenta, cyan and yellow just to see, you know, the primary colours, but oh well. I thought of that after I've started doing this, so never mind. Maybe in a future video I'll have to do some more. I'm very happy to have used up my pad of Yupo paper though. I do have a larger one and I've got some on a roll, but this small one I've had for ages, and I just thought it would be good to finally finish an art supply. That would be really good. Okay, I'm not liking that going into it, so I think I might actually change my mind and add some more magenta because I've already made a bit of a mess of it, so why not? As you can see, I'm really, really precise and measured with my drippings of the ink. I'm just kind of throwing it and kind of hoping it will land where I want it to. You could be a little bit slower and more precise if you wanted to, but I'm just not in that mood today. I just want to do something where I don't have to be, you know, precise like I would with some of my other paintings and things. I just want to make a mess, really. And since we're at it, I'm just going to throw ink on it. Not ink, alcohol. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and also you can comment and like if you want, or dislike if you absolutely have to, but I much prefer it if you like it. But I hope you're enjoying these. Let me know what you think. Should I do more abstract pieces like this? It's not something that I'm an expert in by any means. I know there are abstract artists out there who do it for a living. I just like to do it every so often. And there's probably rules around abstract art, but when do I ever follow rules? I don't even follow the rules most of the time in conventional art, so I'm not going to follow the rules for abstract art either. I love this colour combination. It's so pretty, but that purple goes almost black. It's like a dioxazine purple, I think, and so it just goes this really black colour, and sometimes you kind of need to add a bit of alcohol on the top of it to dilute it a bit so you can actually see that it's purple and not black. I do have a black somewhere in my collection here, but I forgot to use that. If you're interested in having a look at some of my designs, do check out my Redbubble. I've linked it in the description below. But you can buy these things as stickers and clothes and magnets and coasters. Yes, I know coasters. You can buy a clock. There's even a jigsaw puzzle, and some of my larger pieces I've made into jigsaw puzzles, and they look really awesome, and I'm so curious to buy one of their 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzles with my design on it, but they're not cheap. Boy, they're about $50-something, I think, and so yeah, I need to save up my money to buy some of my own merch. Alright, I think I'm going to call this one done. Yes. So the blower does give it a particular look, I find, so if you don't want it to look like this, then don't blow the ink. That's all I have to say on that, but I really love the look it makes, like waves of water over each other. So I'll just let that dry and I'll come back and show you all of the artworks once they're done. And here are my finished pieces. The light's reflecting off that one, so I think I'll lift them up one by one so we can take a closer look at them. I'll do them in order of how I did the inks. So here is the first one, which I used the Ranger alcohol inks, I think the Tim Holtz range. And yeah, I really like these. They're so delicate. I do notice though that they are a lot more transparent than the Jacquard Pinata inks. So they do give a more delicate look, but I really like those three colours together. I think they're really pretty. I really like how this turned out. This is one of my favourites. So pretty. I love these little tendrils as well. I think that's really cool. So yeah, that turned out really nicely. Next up, I've got this one, which is really shiny, and I don't know if it's because the ink kind of sheeted across rather than dropping, and then I blew it so it made flowers. So it's really shiny. I mean, that's dry, but look at that gold. I mean, that's so pretty. This one's so lovely and warm and fiery. You could almost use it as a Christmas card base or something like that, but yeah, I like this one too. And here's the other one, which is much cooler. I like the magenta part in the central bit, and then I like how the aqua colour blue, the Baja blue I think it is, has kind of gone quite light in places. So yeah, I think this one's really pretty too. So you can have so much fun with different colour combinations of inks, and yeah, they just come out so unpredictably. I never know exactly what I'm going to get, but I think that you can't really go wrong with them, you know? So even if you're a beginner, you can make something look really pretty because it's really easy to do. You don't have to worry about being precise and drawing something that looks, you know, exactly in proportion. You just chuck some colours on and, yeah, get something like this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again in my next video. That will be really soon, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I will swatch you later. Bye!